Hello everybody. Today in this session we'll discuss consumer equilibrium and budget line. So as you can see in the slide, our today's discussion topic is budget line and consumer equilibrium. Now in budget line we'll discuss definition of budget line, then budget line graph, slope of the budget line, then shift of budget line. Then we'll start consumer equilibrium. In consumer equilibrium, we discuss definition of consumer equilibrium. Then we'll discuss consumer equilibrium graph. Okay, so these are the topic today we'll go through. So here first we'll start with the definition of consumer equilibrium. Now, regarding the definition of budget line. Definition of budget line first we'll discuss, then we'll start the consumer equilibrium. Now in the definition of the budget line, we can say that budget line is a graphical representation of all possible combination of two goods which can be purchased with given income and price, such that the cost of each of these combination is equal to the money income of the consumer. Okay, so this is basically the basic concept of the budget line. Now I am going to explain it further. See, like with a budget, like every consumer have their income. From this income, consumer purchases. Okay, so when consumer purchase, there is a price of the goods a consumer need to pay. Okay, now for purchasing a particular product, okay, consumer have budget. Now here we will do study of the purchase of the combination of two goods. Okay, within a budget limitation. For that we'll go through the budget, line graph. Then we'll discuss a slope of budget line. Then we'll discuss a shift of budget line. So that time it will be more clear to you. But through budget line, we can understand that budget line gives us a graphical understanding of all possible combination of two goods which can be purchased with a given income and price. With a given income means with the budget and market price. Okay, and there will be two goods, combination of two goods, okay, with a given budget means with a given income and price. Now we'll go through the budget line graph. So in the budget line graph, you can see in the y-axis represent the quantity of n product. Quantity of n product. N is the product. So here we can consider n any product. Then x-axis is representing quantity of m product. Quantity of m product. Okay. Now, and AB is the AB is the budget line. So how we are drawing this budget line? Like with a particular amount of income. Okay, consumer can purchase OB amount of M product. What I say? OB amount means quantity of M product. Okay, and it is given in the x-axis. Then same way, with the same income, consumer can purchase OA quantity of N product. Okay, later on we'll go through the budget constraint also. In the budget constraint, you will see we have gone through an example where there is a budget also given, budget of 1,000 rupees, and with that we have explained the budget line. Now here we need to assume that consumer can purchase with a same amount of income O a quantity of N product and O B amount quantity of M product, and this is basically the AB is the budget line because it is within the limits of the consumer budget. Now if beyond this line means like here R is shown. Okay, so this up to this it is not a feasible area or it is infeasible set. Like if consumer wants to purchase, okay, up to this point it is not possible because consumer budget will not permit to purchase it. Then here you can see S1 point is mentioned. So if consumer follow this budget line, you can see the cursor. So it is not desirable by the consumer. Okay, it is not desirable by the consumer because consumer can purchase with that particular budget up to this much of product. AB budget line product consumer can purchase, and this is the basically feasible set. Feasible set means combination of two products. In the concept we have seen that combination of two goods or two products with the same amount of income and having price, two different price. Okay, so combination is O a quantity of N product and O B quantity of M product. This is basically the feasible set, feasible combination of the product which customer can purchase with the given income and price. But beyond this, R is a infeasible set or it is not possible by the consumer. And S, if we draw a budget line here, okay, we can draw a budget line here also. So this will be a infeasible set. Okay, with the limited income, it may not be possible for the consumer. And if we come to the S budget line, so it is not desirable by the consumer, as because consumer can purchase more amount of two goods with that particular given amount. Okay, so this is basically the budget line graph. Now we'll go through the budget constraint. Okay, budget constraint. Now we'll see that see in the income I was telling you that with the limited income, limited budget. Okay, now here we are considering the budget as 1,000 rupees. 1,000 is the budget. Okay, and the goods are M goods and N goods. Okay, so here it is mentioned quantity of M product and quantity of N product, and these are the combination A, C, D, E, F, okay, B. Okay, these are the different combination of product which customer can purchase with that given amount of 1,000. Okay, now we are assuming the price also. Say for example, price of the M product is rupees 10 per unit 10. Price of the M product is rupees 10 per unit. Okay, and the price of the N product, N product is rupees 20 per unit. Okay, now in the first combination A, see here a combination of two product, okay, with a given income and price. Given income is 1,000 rupees and given or assumed price is M product price per unit 10 rupees and N product price per unit 20 rupees. Okay. Now, in the first combination, consumer do not purchase any quantity of the M product, and consumer purchase 50 units of the N product. 50 units of the N product. So 50 into 20. Total is 1000. So consumer budget is met. Here consumer may have the full satisfaction. Then combination C. In the combination C, consumer have purchased 20 units of M product with price rupees 10 per unit. Okay. 20 into 10. 20 into 10, how much? 100. 200, sorry, 200. 200. Okay, so we have, 800 more budget. So here, consumer have purchased 40 units of N product at rupees 20 per unit. So 20 into 40, 800. So total budget is 1000. So now I hope your budget line concept is clear. So on this also we can draw budget line. Then same way, combination D, purchasing 40 units of M product and 30 units of 30 quantity of N product. Then a combination E, 60 quantity of M product at rupees 10 and 20 a quantity of N product at rupees 20. Then in the F combination, 80 quantity of the N products, M products and 10 quantity of the N products at rupees 20. So if we calculate like 80 into 10, so 80 into 10, 800. Okay, 80 into 10, 800. Then 20 like quantity of N product, 10 quantity. So 10 into 20 is 200. So 200 and 800, 1000. Then combination B. See, in the combination B, consumer is purchasing 100 quantity of the M product at rupees 10 and consumer do not purchase any quantity of the N product. So 100 into 10 is 1000. So combination A and combination B. Here you can see that in the first A combination, consumer do not purchase any quantity of the M product. And in the combination B, you can see consumer do not purchase any quantity of the N product. Okay, so this is basically the budget constraints, because budget constraints basically related to the income. Every consumer have limited income or a particular income. So with that income, consumer purchase all kinds of household items. So to understand that scenario, today we are discussing the budget line. In the budget line, we have discussed till now definition of the budget line, then budget line graph, then budget constraint. Okay, now after the budget constraint, we'll go through the slope of budget line. Slope of budget line. For this, we'll take help of the budget line graph also, like slope of the budget line, and it can be calculated by PM divided by PN, price of the M product, okay, and price of the N product. What I said, price of the M product on the x-axis and price of the end product on the y-axis. Now we'll go to the budget line graph again. Now in the budget line graph, you see like how the budget line slope. Okay, this is basically I am showing A to B, slope of the budget line, sorry, slope of the A to B, AB is the budget line. This is basically slope of the budget line. So here we can see that consumer are willing to purchase, you know, M quantity of like this much quantity of M product, and you know A quantity of N product, and B quantity of the M product. Okay, now here slope of the budget line can be calculated by like price of the M product divided by price of the N product. So this is basically the slope of the budget line. Next we'll go through the slope shift of the budget line. Now we are discussing shift of the budget line. Now to understand the shift of the budget line, we will take help of the another graph where you can see in the y-axis good Y or product Y is mentioned, and in the x-axis good X is mentioned or product X is mentioned. Okay, now you know shift of the budget line basically takes place when there is a increase or decrease in the consumer income. Now here we are assuming due to the increase in the consumer income, purchase of the X good remains same, but there is a change in the purchase of the good Y by the consumer. So when the income increase, see B is the line baseline, or B is the original shift in the B is the budget line, original or base budget line. BL is the budget line here. Now when consumer income increased, okay, due to that consumer are purchasing more of the Y good, and the budget line move upward and come to here. Okay, here we can see, we can take it B dash. Okay, and consumer purchase same amount of the good X. So this is shift in the budget line from B to B dash due to the increase in the income of the consumer. Other things assuming as constant. Okay, then if there is a decrease in consumer income, due to the decrease in the consumer income, consumer have purchased less amount of the good Y, so the budget line will come down, it will move downward, and it may come to B dash dash, B double dash. Okay, we are assuming it is B double dash, and budget line will take place like this, B double dash L. So there is a downward movement due to the decrease in the consumer income. Consumer are willing to purchase a less amount of the good Y due to the decrease in the income. So, and here we need to assume other things are constant, okay, or remain same. Now this is basically the shift of the budget line. Next we'll discuss consumer equilibrium definition. But before going to the consumer equilibrium definition, again I would like to repeat that from the budget line, we have discussed definition of the budget line graph, then budget constraints, slope of the budget line, then shift of budget line. Now we'll start the consumer equilibrium definition. Now, consumer equilibrium refers to the point where the budget line is tangent to the highest attainable indifference curve by consumer, subject to budget constraint. Okay, so what I said, I am repeating again. Consumer equilibrium refers to the point where the budget line is tangent. Tangent means touch. Okay, or come to a single point or match with each other to the highest attainable indifference curve. In the previous class, we have discussed the indifference curve. So we'll go through a graphical representation also. There, it will be more clear to you. So here, basically, consumer equilibrium refers to the point where the budget line is tangent to the highest attainable indifference curve by consumer, subject to budget constraint. Then, in other words, we can say that consumer equilibrium allows a consumer to obtain the most satisfaction possible from their income. Consumer equilibrium is a point where consumer may get the maximum satisfaction from their income. Okay, now we'll go through a graphical representation of the consumer equilibrium, which is known as consumer equilibrium graph. Now here you see y-axis. Y-axis again represent the N good or product. So quantity of N is mentioned in the y-axis, and in the y-axis, okay, quantity of N mentioned in the y-axis, and here in the x-axis we have considered M product, and quantity of M product is mentioned in the x-axis. Okay, now here you can see indifference curve 1, indifference curve 2, indifference curve 3, then indifference curve 4. IC means indifference curve. Indifference curve 1, indifference IC 2, IC 3, IC 4. Okay, now with the given income or with the given price, okay, with the constant budget, now we are going to explain the consumer equilibrium graphically. Now here, in the y-axis, we can see consumer can purchase O, Q, N quantity of N product. Then in the x-axis, we can see that consumer can purchase 0, Q, M quantity of the M product with the given budget and price. And these points are tangent or intersect the indifference curve 3, IC 3. Okay, so this is basically this point E is the equilibrium point where combination of the two goods within the limited budget with the given price, consumer are able to purchase, and here consumer will get the maximum satisfaction. Because see, like if we talk about the indifference curve 4, it is not possible. It is like an infeasible set. Okay, it is not coming under the budget of the consumer. So it is beyond the budget of the consumer, so we cannot consider it here. But the IC3, indifference curve 3, is basically giving the maximum satisfaction to the consumer due to the purchase of the combination of two product, and two product is product N and product M. But if we talk about the indifference curve, second indifference curve. Okay, so like here, you know, this is not the like indifference curve 1, indifference curve 2. These are not desirable by the consumer. Like here you can see with the indifference curve 2, consumer can purchase, you know, this much of N product and D. Okay, this much of M product. So these are not, you know, matching. Price, budget, and consumer satisfaction are not matching. Okay, and these are not desirable by the consumer. Same with the IC card 1. Here also, these are not desirable by the consumer. But at the you know, IC card 3, indifference curve 3, consumer can reach to the maximum equilibrium. Okay, and which are giving the maximum satisfaction or maximum utility to the consumer with the quantity of OQN of N product and OQM of the M product. So here this is basically the consumer equilibrium. E, point E is the consumer equilibrium. Now, see, today in this session, we have discussed two broad areas. These broad area, budget line and consumer equilibrium. So from the budget line, we have discussed concept of budget line. Then we have discussed budget line graph, then budget constraints, slope of the budget line, then shift of the budget line. And from consumer equilibrium, we have discussed concept of the consumer equilibrium, then consumer equilibrium graphical representation. Okay, now I will tell you, you know, some question which we have already addressed during today's session. First question, like, what is budget line? What is budget line? Explain budget line graphically. Okay, number one question. Second, discuss slope of the budget line and shift of the budget line. Then third question, what do you understand by consumer equilibrium? Discuss the consumer equilibrium graphically. Then another question, like what is budget constraint? Give example. What is budget constraint? Give example. So these are the some questions we have addressed during the today's session, and next session we'll meet with another topic. And thank you everybody for attending the today's session. Hopefully all of you have understood. And next in the, you know, another important thing I would like to highlight here, like all of you may have, you know, doubt, then you may have question also. So after this session, during the interaction session, you can give your question in the chat box also, or in the comment box also, or you can directly interact with me also.